I chose to bring the AdaptDx into practice because it's a great way to diagnose a disease that impacts my patients and a lot of people in such a negative way. It's emotionally probably the most difficult thing for patients to learn to deal with is when they have vision loss from macular degeneration. And having had a mother who was a macular degeneration sufferer, when I learned that the AdaptDx could diagnose macular degeneration 3 years before the vision loss starts happening, it was a no-brainer for me.
AMD is a big concern in our area because of high rates of sun exposure. We're in the desert, we have a high elevation. We have a lot of patients who have AMD and a lot of people who are concerned about AMD and want to know if they're at risk and what they can do to help.
In order to help patients with macular degeneration, the earlier we can identify the problem, the more successful the treatments are. And the AdaptDx can identify macular degeneration so early, even before there are signs within the retina. And it's actually sooner than a regular eye exam.
I'm tired of telling people they have this disease late. And what we used to think of as early, like we would see early drusen on an OCT, we now understand that's very late in the progression. You know, at least 3 years. I actually believe it's probably longer than that. So for me, this was just a no-brainer. We finally had a tool that would let us find functional loss that was pathognomonic for macular degeneration.
I decided to implement the AdaptDx into my practice because we really have a passion for prevention. The impact the AdaptDx has had on my patient care and practice revenue has been phenomenal. I always say when you practice good optometry, it's good for business. And when we're identifying patients that are at risk for macular degeneration vision loss and running those tests on a regular basis, medically necessary tests that are reimbursable medically, it's been great for our practice bottom line too.